Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tippity Top Podcast, the show where we discuss our top personal picks for various random topics. I'm your host. My name is Tyler, and today I am joined by Kyle Steinley.
Hello, everybody.
Cody English.
Hello.
And Nico, whose last name I don't know how to pronounce.
Buenos dias!
So we here at the Talks a Lot Boys, we love ourselves some good old-fashioned anime. Specifically, we like our anime with big boys, big hair, big beams, and big screams. And that's why today we're talking about Dragon Ball, baby.
Yeah, boy.
What an intro.
Yeah. Big boys.
Yeah, we're talking about our top 5 Dragon Ball characters. Isn't that
Wait.
exciting?
I thought we were ranking the balls. No. Number
You might have to
4
adjust your list.
No. Fuck.
I like the 6-star Dragon Ball because
You're wrong!
6 stars, and it's better than 5.
I like the 1-star Dragon Ball.
Damn.
It's good conversation.
I know.
That was today's episode. Thank you guys for watching.
Oh, man. So, no, we're going over our top favorite Dragon Ball characters because the 4 of us like Dragon Ball to varying degrees. And so we're going to talk about it, and it's going to be a great time. And I know Kyle is the one out of all of us who loves Dragon Ball the absolute most. And
Yeah.
he just talks about it nonstop all the time. He just won't shut up about Dragon
on
Ball.
one end of that scale.
Yeah, you guys know that when we were having our first meetings about planning this whole Talks a Lot Boys ordeal, I was like, we have to do a Dragon Ball episode because I love Dragon Ball.
Yes.
I've seen him actually do
All
a
of them.
Kamehameha, guys. I've legitimately.
Yeah, I pulled it
Well,
off
can you
once.
do it? Can you do it now?
Yeah. You ready? Let me
Yeah.
let me back up a little bit. My computer's not ready. Kamehameha!
I didn't hear any. Did it come out?
Put it in post. Put it in post.
God.
I'm just gonna insert like a soft fart.
Yes.
Well, we should probably get started. Enough faffing about. If y'all don't know how the Tippity Top Podcast works, basically all we're going to do is we're going to discuss our personal top 5 Dragon Ball characters. And so we're going to start with our number 5s. We're going to go around the hypothetical room, work our way up to our number 1s. And today, we're going to start with Cody.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm ready. Okay.
Cody, hit us with your number 5 Dragon Ball character.
This is a unusual pick, and I don't think any of you will have it on your list. My number 5 character is Shenron.
Really?
Yeah, the dragon.
Wow.
It comes out of
I didn't
Dragon
even
Balls.
think of him as a character.
Well, I mean, he is a MacGuffin, but he is a character too. So he has a personality, and he does things that makes him important. So he's a character.
You're right.
He's like one of the main focus of the whole show. Like, they always go after their Dragon Balls, and he's always there to grant their wishes.
It's true.
Just-
He is the dragon of the titular balls.
He is the dragon. Yeah, he's been in every series. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT. Been in all of them. And
I
I've
just
been...
thought of him as more of like a plot device at that point. I don't.
He talks to you. It's not really
Yeah.
a plot, That's a
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is technically a character. This is like some paradigm shifting shit. I've never once thought of him as a legitimate character. But you're right, he has lines, he has dialogue, he does stuff.
Yeah, he has emotions. He gets scared of Beerus. He, gets mad that they overuse him.
He also has a very deep, sexy voice.
I mean, that's true. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about. He's the dragon from Dragon Balls.
Can I ask why specifically you picked him above all other Dragon Ball characters to get a spot on your list?
Because I like dragons a lot, and I don't really see Eastern dragons in a lot of media, especially
That's
anime.
fair.
So it is really
But-
nice to see him.
But you chose Shenron over Namek's dragon.
Porunga?
Yeah.
Well, you only see Purunga in one scene, really, and he's like, I'm here, guys. I have
But-
muscles.
Yeah. But Porunga has pecs, for
But,
one, okay? And for
I'd let
two,
him
he
take
grants 3 wishes.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like a genie.
Shenron gets that power eventually, but usually just only grants 2 because the people on Earth always wish for hard stuff, like bringing like a whole civilization back from the brink of death. So
That is true.
He has
People
worked
really
it
go
out for him.
hard with the wishes on Earth, don't they?
either like 100 or zeros. Like, give me panties. Give me like repopulate this planet times 3. It's like, oh, okay, I can do that, I guess. Bring my dad back. It's like he doesn't want to. Well, fine, Shenron, whatever. You suck. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah,
I think it's weird, like, the difference in wishes between, like, the beginning of the show and, like, the current arcs. Or even, like, the difference between, like, GT and Super. GT, they wished for a second Earth to be created.
Yeah.
In Super, they just go find the Dragon Balls when they're bored to wish for, like, food.
Yeah,
It's very true.
they literally got them all in one episode, and that wasn't even the first 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah, that was literally, like, the beginning of an episode. Just like, oh, let's get the Dragon Balls, we're bored. And then they argued about what they were going to wish for the whole episode.
Like, that's a whole season in Dragon Ball, and then like Dragon Ball Super just one episode. It's like, okay. I just want to give an honorable mention while I'm talking about Shenron to like the Shadow Dragons too. That all are birthed because of Shenron's wishes.
Oh, yeah. GT.
Yeah, it exists, but we don't need to talk about
Bad
that.
show, but good concepts,
Yeah.
for sure.
I watched like 20 episodes of GT and I quit.
Wow, that's a lot more than I did.
I've seen like 10 maybe, just like random episodes.
Yeah, no, I was like tricking myself. I was like, yeah, I'm into this, and then I stopped watching it, and I looked back, and I said, no, I wasn't. Why?
Although can we all agree though that even though GT was bad, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is like the coolest shit ever.
It is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Way better than Super Saiyan Blue. That's all I'm gonna say. Super Saiyan Blue is lazy as fuck.
Better than Super Saiyan 3, I'd say.
Yeah, I honestly don't like Super Saiyan 3 that much. I think
3 was just like, where do we go from here? We've already made his hair spikier twice. Give him more!
And shave off his eyebrows for good measure. We don't gotta balance it out.
Give him Botox in his brow. Oh!
I wonder if, like, for Super Saiyan 3, if all of his body hair just goes onto his head. Like, do his pubes also go away? He's just like a smooth boy all over his body, and it all just goes onto his hair.
We can move on from this conversation. My number 5
No, but this is
Shenron.
the hard-hitting questions, Cody.
This is for science now.
This is what
okay.
the podcast is about. We gotta dig deep. We gotta find the answers.
Tyler, you went in a totally different direction than I thought you would. I thought you were just going to say, what if all of his hair on his body grows that much?
Oh my god.
Just under his
eyebrows.
knee and everything.
Basically.
He's just padded. And that's why Super Saiyan 3 is so powerful. Because every punch he takes is absorbed by this massive mat of fur.
That's essentially what Super Saiyan 4 is.
Yeah, it really is. Nice Shenron.
So your pick is Shenron. That's an interesting pick. I respect that.
Thank you. Do I get a pick now?
What?
Do I get to pick who's next?
You can, I guess.
I would appreciate it.
I'm the host, but sure, take my job.
Yeah, thank you. Hey,
Fuck it, why
Nico,
not?
what's your number 5?
Oh, God. So, I got lazy with number 5 because I ran out of memory, and it's every form of Boo.
Every form of Boo.
Yeah. No, like, just, I didn't want to pick one because they're all unique, but they're all the same character. They're all just concentrations of different parts of that character. And
I guess you're right, yeah.
I didn't have a specific attachment to any of them, but I love them because they're just, like, as a character, their whole intention, like, they have no intentions. Their entire being is just, I'm purely this. I'm purely me. And the more pure I get, the more fuck you I get.
That's pretty accurate, honestly.
Yeah. And then we wind up with Majin Buu, and I don't know, he's cute and fluffy.
Ooh.
I never actually watched the Boo saga.
Really?
Oh, really?
My only like exposure to it has been through the copious amounts of Dragon Ball Z games I played as a child. So like I basically know what happens, but I never actually watched the show.
The Boo
That's
Saga.
that's where I first like witnessed the Boo Saga was in video games when I was younger. And I will be honest with you, the first time I saw Majin Buu when I was like really young, I like had nightmares the night after I saw him because
Which
I thought
form?
the big one.
Not the least threatening of all of them.
Exactly though,
Not
because
the
then later
sinewy ass, gray, terrifying, evil motherfucker.
But he
The
eats a person.
giant pink marshmallow.
To be fair, Fat Boo turns people into cookies and shit and
Yeah.
eats them.
Yeah, no, it is. He definitely like scared the shit out of me when I was younger, and then I saw the other forms of him, and I went, "Oh God, why was I scared of the fat one?" And
Especially,
and now I just love him.
especially in the fucking. If you had watched the Boo Saga, just the scene, whenever he gets. What was it? Was it Gogeta? Or it was Vegito. Got turned to
Yeah.
candy and still beat the shit out of him. The line literally was just, "You're looking at the strongest piece of toffee flavored candy in the universe," and they just beat the shit out of Majin Buu.
Oh my god, Dragon Ball is horseshit, and I love it.
But
What a quality show.
but yeah, I love Majin Buu. I love Kid Buu. Let's not talk about Evil Buu.
What about Super Boo?
He's all right.
Okay, I like Super Boo the most because he absorbs people,
Yeah, he's
and
like.
then his little like forehead penis gets longer depending on who he absorbs.
He also just absorbs their clothes for whatever reason.
Yeah, didn't really understand that part.
I take on no other physical characteristics of you, except for your clothing.
I mean, you store your power in your clothes, don't you?
Huh?
I store my power in my clothes.
What is this, Saint Seiya?
Yeah,
Oh damn.
You'll fear me when I'm wearing my assless chaps.
exactly. That's true power right there.
Yeah,
Kids
kids
should
got
make
really
a modern day adaptation of Saint Seiya where they just wear like ridiculous items of clothing. Like they have the assless chaps of Virgo,
Yeah,
and it just gives you the power to shoot like laser beams out of your crotch.
they're all just SoundCloud rappers, like all wearing crazy shit.
No, it's like Overwatch Moira abilities. One ass cheek does massive damage to people, and the other one heals all your time. But you gotta play them like bongos for that to happen. You gotta slap your own ass.
You have to use the Donkey Kong bongo controller from.
Oh my god.
Plugs in through the USB port into your asshole.
Oh my god.
Wow, this is going off the rails really quickly.
I'm
didn't
not
take long.
sorry.
Damn.
Cool, so Boo is a good character.
Solid pick.
Oh, are we doing it that we're picking each other now, or?
No, we're going in order. Cody was just
I'm just a dick, so
being a rebel.
yeah.
So Kyle, we're on to you.
Oh my.
What is your number 5?
Well, my number 5. Okay, we gotta start somewhere solid. So why not start from the beginning? All right. So my number 5 is Ginyu in the rich kid in his first class, his body. Okay. So
What?
I don't know if you guys knew this. Okay.
What the fuck
but
did you
the
just say?
first time, dude. Obviously, everyone knows who's Ginyu, right?
Yeah.
Ginyu, godly character. The first time he used his ability and learned how to do body change, he swapped places with the richest kid in his class in grade school. And when he did that, he went, "Oh damn, my ability is pretty sweet," and learned that he only had the power of the other person's body. So he had to like adjust to this tiny child's body who was given everything because he's a rich kid, and then he had a bunch of money.
Is that canon?
It
I
is.
feel
Yeah,
like
it is
you're
indeed.
making this up.
Was
Do
this
you want?
also-
There's like art of it and everything, dude. No,
Send
it's
me
real.
links. I
All
want to. I don't believe you.
I do. That's interesting pull.
Prepare. Prepare.
What is he? What race is he? Rich kid, Ginyu.
What?
Like what alien race is he?
Whoa! Why do we have to bring race into this, Cody? Why is that important?
I'm just curious. That's all.
This is a picture of after Ginyu swaps places with the richest kid in his class, and he's like, "Oh damn, I have money, and I have
That's
this cool ability called body change."
It's a
He
very
literally
grainy
is just
picture.
like
Thank
a
you.
white blonde kid.
Yep.
He's not even an alien.
Nope.
Dragon Ball's weird.
Dragon Ball is weird. It
What
doesn't
the
follow the rules
fuck?
at all. But guess what? Ginyu's awesome, and that's why my number 5 is Ginyu body swapped with the richest kid in his class.
So specifically, only when he's in the richest kid in the class's body, not
Correct.
just Ginyu as a character.
Correct.
Okay.
Interesting pick,
Correct.
but I'll allow it. Okay.
I'll
We gotta
allow
start
it.
somewhere, man. When this is where we're starting. Prepare. It's about to get wild.
Now I'm expecting like just weird deep lore polls for all of your picks.
Oh,
like
baby, it gets fun. It gets fun. You're not even ready for this.
Yajirobe on his first day in kindergarten when he learned how to use a ninja sword and accidentally cut off his neighbor's toe.
I mean, you might have spoiled my list, but it's fine. It's fine.
Krillin in his mother's womb whenever he had to be C-sectioned out, and he's not a real baby. He's a tumor. He's a tumor
He
kid.
C-sectioned himself. That's
yeah.
how Destructo
That's
Disc
yeah.
was
He learned how
invented.
to. He tapped back into his unconscious memory and remembered Destructo Disc.
Wouldn't that be just the most gruesome scene? A woman just laying in labor, and all of a sudden you just hear like, and then she's like, just
What the
an
hell?
energy sobbing
The
bursts
fucking
out of her
doctors
womb.
in the room just looking at this woman who just got burst open from the inside by a tiny little fucking light frisbee that went through the fucking ceiling with a baby in there going, Goku!
He knows Goku already. He's ready.
Goku!
He knows what his entire life will be.
It's a shame that that's an actual character, though. Like, Broly, as a fucking newborn child, just screamed Goku nonstop, and that's his
yeah.
character arc.
Kakarot, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
You
It's
know,
the same
same
thing.
thing.
It's the same thing. Cool. Weird pick.
Yeah, I got you.
I have literally nothing to say about it, so we're gonna move on.
I know. I have that effect on people when I speak about Dragon Ball Z.
You could have just stopped at that effect on people.
Okay.
Tyler!
Tyler, what's your number 5, bud?
I went through a lot of deliberation for my number 5. There were many characters in contention for this coveted spot. Ultimately, I gave it to a character who does not really deserve to be on it, and will most likely piss people off. But my number 5 is going to be a pull from Super, and it's Zamasu, or Zamasu, or Zabumafu, or however you pronounce his name. Goku Black, that guy.
Oh, he fits.
That's my 5.
That's pretty
I
good.
like him.
Yeah.
I just think he's a really interesting idea for a character. You know, because they were like, Goku's fought everybody. What's the next logical step for, you know, the enemy progression? Oh, we'll just
Evil
have
Twin.
him fight himself.
Yeah.
And I thought that's pretty interesting. He fights himself and a god. And a god inside of his body. And then they fuse together to be a god fused with a god inside of Goku's body. Mixed together. And that to me is pretty cool. Plus that was like pretty much the only arc from Super that I really enjoyed.
Mhm.
So I just have a lot of attachment to that arc and that character. And I thought, you know, evil god character being corrupt because he wants the, you know, humanity's impure. I will purify them through the art of combat. All that bullshit, you know. It's fun stuff.
It is
And he has
very fun.
hand knives.
And knives,
And,
bro.
and he can, when he's Goku Black, he can summon a laser scythe, which has the ability to cut rifts in time-space that make clones of himself pop out. And if that's not edgy, I don't know what is. So,
That's pretty
So
cool.
I do have a question though. Are
Yeah.
you talking about the entirety of Zamasu or just his time spent as Goku Black?
the entirety of the character.
Okay.
Yeah, every form.
I was gonna judge you a little harder if it was just Goku Black.
No. No, it's like it's his normal form and Goku Black and his weird god fused form.
Yeah.
Just all of it. So
Yeah, because
Does
I
he
really
ever-
like his character arc in general, and to just pick Goku Black, I feel would have been a crime to.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. That's why I didn't do that.
Yeah, good.
I also think it's weird. Like, I like Goku Black, right? But all of his powers just seem like crazy bullshit he pulled out of his ass, and there's no explanation for how or why he does anything. Like, they turn Super Saiyan Blue, right? And he's like, ooh, blue, that's a nice color. I'm just gonna be Super Saiyan Pink. And then he just does it. And they're like, what? How did you do that? What does the pink signify? And
God,
then he
he's going through
just
his
doesn't
mortal
say
body.
anything, and then beats their ass with pink hair for the next 6 episodes. And same with the scythe thing. It's never actually explained, like, how or why he's able to conjure that ability. He just does. And
I
everyone
kinda
Lazy
wish-
writing.
It is extremely lazy writing.
Well, I think in terms of like the weapon, like the scythe and stuff that he makes is more of in the terms of like he's a god and he just inhabited the body of someone with infinite power, and he just kind of like whenever you get like a really powerful computer and you just kind of look through it, seeing what you can do with it. I feel like he just kind of looked at Goku's body and was like, "Can I do this?" And he did it, and he was like, "Whoa!"
You know,
like,
that actually makes a lot of sense.
But like I feel like in terms of the hair, I think he just tried to do what they did, and I really wish that there had been a scene now where they went Super Saiyan Blue, and he was like, "Oh, I'll do that too," and went Super Saiyan Rose, and they were like, "Dude, why is your hair pink?" And he was like, "Huh? I did what you did," and just like pulls a hair out, and he's like, "What the fuck? This is girly."
Pretty sure it's just because he's a god, it's his god key coming through. Like,
Oh, like.
But
it's
wouldn't
the
he turn
color
into
of
Super
his skin.
Saiyan God at that point?
I don't know. You explain it then. I don't know.
Well, what?
Because apparently Super Saiyan Blue is using Super Saiyan energy through God energy.
But
I think the Super Saiyan, like, fucking Dragon Ball Super is just a load of horseshit, and they just didn't have a plan. They were like, well, you know, Blue is cool. He will be Blue now. Oh, he's a villain.
So what about? I don't know how much this is explained canonically, but like the color of different races' ki, just like a Saiyan's ki would be a specific color, like Super Saiyan is all gold, and then Super Saiyan God becomes reddish, and then Super Saiyan Blue is, well, it's blue.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
but then what if the pink is just because that's that specific? What exactly is Zamas? He's a god, but like, what race is he? Is he?
The ocean?
He's a Supreme Kai.
He's a Kai. So
Yeah.
what if that's just the color of that like brand of Kai?
I mean, it could be, I guess. I really think that we're reading too deep into it. I think there is no explanation. I think the writers just were like, it'd be cool if he was pink. And then they did it.
There's always
But
a
it
reason.
still was cool, man.
Yeah.
They're like-
It was still cool. Yeah.
We ran out of primary colors. What's next?
It's kind of like how, because originally, in, like, the original Broly, like, movie version of him, right? And this
hair
was
was
before Super
green.
Saiyan Blue existed. His, like, regular Super Saiyan transformation just had blue hair. And they never really explained, like, why it was different. So, I guess
Wait, was it
some
blue?
people just have different colored Saiyan hair?
Was it blue hair?
Yeah, like
Oh,
he has,
fuck.
because he does Super Saiyan and then he does Legendary Super Saiyan, and in his regular Super Saiyan form, it's blue.
Yeah. Oh. Damn.
Yeah, I only know that because in the old Budokai Tenkaichi games, you could play as whatever form you wanted, and I always thought that was super weird that he just had this like blue-haired form in the middle of the forms,
Yeah.
but it was just called Super Saiyan. Like it wasn't anything special. It was just his version of Super Saiyan had blue hair for no
Interesting.
reason. Yeah.
I like that he has green hair in Legendary Super Saiyan though.
Oh yeah, it looks like super rad.
Yeah. It's very Disney evil.
Yeah. Oh.
Scar.
This has been a fun color theory session.
Hell yeah.
But I guess we'll go on to Cody's number 4.
All right. My number 4 is a character that pretty much introduced space into the Dragon Ball universe from Dragon Ball. Raditz, Goku's brother.
Really?
Yeah, I love this
Alright.
big fluffy guy. A big.
I've got to
dicky
say,
Saiyan.
I was not expecting Raditz to be on anybody's list, even Kyle's.
I
So,
really like
this is a
Raditz.
shock.
Just like everything about him is really fun because he's the main character's like canonical brother who's evil, and his older brother, and just like gets killed and never like really talked about that much. They might like reference like, oh, Raditz sucks, but it's like he doesn't really get mentioned anywhere else in the series really. And it's
That is
Goku's
true.
brother. It's such an odd thing to happen. It's like just under the rug. Who cares? He's weak. And then
That
just
is
like
really weird now that you say that. Like, I never really thought about it that way, but like, yeah, when he first showed up, it was like a big fucking deal. It's like, this is
Yeah.
Goku's brother from space.
And he's a
And then he
Saiyan.
just dies, and they never talk about him ever again for like the remainder of the show.
That's a shame.
I also like that all of his powers are like days of the week, like double Sunday or something. I like
Oh, yeah. He has like
Forgot
double
about
Sunday
that. Weekend.
and Saturday crash and stuff.
Oh yeah, weekend. Hell
yeah.
yeah.
It is like it's so weird that he has days of the week in space. It's like, why do you know this? These are
That's a good point. I never really thought about that.
this
Does that
Raditz
imply
makes you
that
think
every
like
single like race of extraterrestrial beings have a 7-day work week just like us?
Confirmed.
I guess that is confirming it. Yeah.
Even those on planets with multiple fucking suns.
Yeah,
Double
like
Monday.
Namek,
That's
where
why it's
there's
double
like
Monday.
never nighttime, you know? And it's like,
The days are infinite, so they never stop working because it's always Tuesday.
dude, their economy must be fucking crazy.
Yeah, the stocks just keep going up.
Our employees don't need to sleep, they don't need breaks. Just
All right.
sunshine all the time.
Whoa,
Non-stop
whoa.
working.
Ho there, Amazon. Hey.
Oh god.
Their Amazon on Namek probably has like 10-second shipping.
No, they are Amazon. That's the secret.
That is
Made
Amazon,
Amazon.
even here.
That's how they give you a next day delivery.
There
They
we
just
go.
moonbeam it down.
Makes a lot of sense now.
Instant transmission.
Another neat thing about Raditz is like, why is his hair so long? Aren't Saiyans supposed to be born with their hair like that length for the rest of their life?
Yeah, that is a thing, I think. Canonically, Saiyans always have the same hair length, which means he was just born with really long hair.
Yeah, he was just born as like a hedgehog, just plopped out. I was like, what is this? Oh, it's a
Does
baby.
that mean that if he were to turn Super Saiyan 1, all the hair would just go straight up?
It's
Yeah,
the same
Because,
thing
like,
with
technically,
Nappa.
Super Saiyan 3 is when it's all down like that. So, like, Super Saiyan 1 would just be like a fucking Marge Simpson, like, tower of hair. I want some fan art of Super Saiyan Raditz fighting Marge Simpson.
Put
It's
it
not
in like a
fair fight. Mark would
Dynamax
destroy
arena
him.
from Pokemon. Like,
But yeah, just like he's such an important character for like Dragon Ball Z. Then in me, like, never mind, he's not important at all. It's like just such a weird like thing to happen in the series, and it's like he's just cemented a place in my heart, just being the really like the underdog. No one ever really cares about him. I care about Raditz.
You know what? I like that. And that makes me care about Raditz more, too.
Yeah,
I've never seen such devoted love for such a pointless character.
exactly.
And that makes me upset at myself for not respecting him up until this point.
damn.
We're all
That's-
bad people. Cody
Self-reflection
is
on
better
that
than
is
all of
tough.
us.
I still don't respect him. Fuck him.
Well, then. I will say another thing I like about Raditz. In one of the video games, I think it's Raging Blast 2. He had his like ultimate move is really fucking cool looking. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like this beam of like white light that he shoots out of his hand, and it's enveloped in like black lightning, and it's like way fucking cooler than it should be for being Raditz's move.
yeah,
Like, you'll have to look up like a video of it or something because it's rad as hell.
Yeah.
No pun
Rad
intended.
for rad.
Yeah. All right. How about we move along? Ego?
What's up? It's your boy. It's Android 16.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Dang.
Dunk 'em.
I know he wasn't in the series for very long. Like he was. I mean, he was in most of the Cell arc, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he didn't really do a ton. He was just kind of there. He was like, everybody
He's
saw
important.
him.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like the hype man for 17 and 18. Like he didn't
Yeah,
really accomplish much, but
Like everybody saw him and went, "Oh fuck!" And then he just sat there like whistling with a bird while
he wants to kill
17 and
Son
18
Goku.
just killed people.
pretty much.
Like,
yeah.
His
His entire character arc boils down to I must kill Goku and oh look, the birds. That's
Yeah.
like his entire fucking character.
No, but like
Oh my gosh.
something about just the fact that he was like he didn't care about what was going on around him. He had a goal and that was it. And otherwise he was like a part of nature almost.
He's a
Like
peaceful guy.
he was
Yeah.
he was a cyborg or an android, whatever, fuck off. But not human, not machine. Fuck you. He was an android, but he didn't really care. Like he wanted things to be beautiful and lively, and he gave Gohan that advice. What he said something to Gohan, just his head, when
Yeah.
when he was fighting
I
Cell.
don't remember what he said, but I remember the scene.
I can't remember what he said, but it was like just some like I don't know. I just really like him. Like he's got guts.
Yeah.
Um,
He does. They're metal guts because he's
Yeah.
an android now, but guts nonetheless.
He was a real boy at one point, wasn't he? Like he was like Jiro's
yeah.
son.
yeah.
Was
He-
he Jiro's son?
I'm pretty sure in canon, like he was Jiro's son. Like Android 21's like son too.
I never knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Wait. So you're telling me that Android 21 and Dr. Giro got it on?
Yeah, I'm 90% sure this is
The
canon.
age difference between them is pretty fucking massive. That's very uncomfortable.
Love
I mean,
is
they
love.
could have been they could have been the same age at one point. And she died. Who knows?
Wait,
And then he got older, and
trying to remember who Android 21 was.
he was from
Android
Dragon
21
Ball
is
Fighters.
the character they made for fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like the lady scientist that turns into female Majin Buu.
Yeah.
She was an android too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Android
they
21.
could have been like the same age at one point, and then she dies. And then Jiro's like, "Well, I lost my wife, I lost my son. Let's make him again."
I guess maybe if he like built them
I don't
from
know.
scratch,
I
he'd
don't know
just
the
make them whatever age
backstory.
he
I just all I know is like Android 16 is Jiro's son.
Okay,
That's
so
really cool. I never knew that.
I looked it up, and so Android 16 is modeled after Jiro's dead
Modeled.
son.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. His son died. He was like a high-ranking Red Ribbon soldier who died in the midst of battle, and Jiro's son was. And then Jiro was sad and wanted to make one of his androids in the image of his son, and created Android 16 as if he
Yeah.
were his son.
That's really fucking cool. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Got some crazy backstory up in here.
I chose the right Android.
You did.
Hell
Good job.
yeah.
But yeah, no, he just always made much more of an impression on me than 17 and 18 ever did.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I like his design more than 17 and 18. Like, it
His
just like
design
sticks
is
out.
way cooler.
Yeah.
His other
Design
two are
is
just kids, and then
Yeah.
he's a fucking like robot man, you know?
He's really
Yeah.
fucking cool. I feel like he really breaks the stereotype of Dragon Ball, of like what everyone looks like.
Yeah, because I mean, most Dragon Ball characters look very, very similar, and he definitely does not fit the mold as far as
Yeah.
that goes.
Very chunky.
You know,
boy.
also, he is my main in Dragon Ball Fighters, and he slaps hard.
He is
and,
I was gonna
Okay.
say something about that actually,
Yeah.
and how
full
I'm
screen
terrified.
command grabs, man. We can't go wrong with it.
Instant
It's
kill.
terrifying.
It's amazing.
Busted character.
But yeah,
Good
no.
pick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
super good pick.
Nice.
I also like how his super move is that he rips his hands off and then shoots his nubs into the ground and blows up the earth.
It's called intimidation factor. Okay, it's like I don't need these.
I wonder if he has other attachments. Like if he can rip his hands off. Does he have like an egg beater one so he can like cook good?
I need a cooking show with just Android 16.
Cooking with birds. Kyle, what is your number 4?
My number 4. All right, so I'm going to be honest with you. That last pick, obviously, you guys don't like that much. So I redid my entire list because I have that much Dragon Ball knowledge from then until now and made it a little bit more, let's just say, dumbed down for all of you mainline Dragon Ball watchers, okay? So my next choice, a little bit more popular, is Ginyu and Goku's body.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So, Ginyu and Goku's body, right? So, obviously, if you didn't know, Ginyu sees Goku and is like, oh, damn, that's one strong boy. So he goes to body changes with him. And then he and Jaice go off to find the Namekian Dragon Balls. Yeah,
You missed the important part there.
What do you mean?
He slams his fist into his chest and then transforms with Goku.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Because before, when he swapped with the rich kid, he was like, oh, damn. So we get each other's strengths. Now he has a habit of hurting himself before he switches, so that way the other person is at a disadvantage because they have a hurt Ginyu body.
Exactly.
Very good point, my young Cody Padawan. So, I mean, obviously, this choice is based around the fact that, Ginyu, incredible, right? He swaps with Goku, obviously one of the strongest freaking people in all the freaking world, So he immediately gets even more powerful, which is just insane. Obviously, he can't use all of Goku's powers.
Yeah, and
he has to learn and get used to that power, and he can only use not scrolling through a Wikipedia page 23,000.
Doesn't Gohan beat him up?
Does he? I don't know.
You're the Dragon Ball boy. How do you not know this?
Of course I know it frantically scrolls through the Wikipedia page faster.
I'm starting to think that you don't like Dragon Ball. I sort of think it's a bit.
The facade is definitely not broken. So my number 4 pick is Ginyu in Goku's body. Tyler, what's your number 4?
Wow, we breezed through that one really fucking quickly.
Yeah.
No commentary on that at all? We're just gonna go.
I mean, does anyone have any more statements to make about how incredible Ginyu is in Goku's body?
You're right, I don't. So my number 4 is... my number 4 is a significantly better character, and he's the best villain that Dragon Ball Z ever done had, and it's Cell!
Whoa.
Cell's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cell is a quality boy.
Yeah.
His original form, he looks like a big cicada man, and that's pretty neat. His second form is gross, and we're not going to talk about it. And his third form is really fucking sleek and cool looking.
Yeah,
and
perfection.
Changes his voice actor each time for some reason. And he's an android, not a bug. And that was shocking to me because he looks like a bug, but he's actually an android. And he sucks people into his butt to eat them. And that's also pretty cool. What villains can you say from any franchise that can suck people into their butt? Not many, but Cell can do it.
I mean, sucks
he does
them
it
whole
good
too sometimes.
Yeah. He just drinks like a whole city full of people. Not their clothes though. Leaves the clothes behind.
Oh, I meant like swallowing them whole, like with the yeah, not like drinking them. I meant like opening his tail up and eating them with his tail.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's really hot. They like show the whole thing. You can see the dude's like crawling up his butthole. And,
is that 4?
Is it 4?
I don't know.
Comment below if you think that Cell eating people is 4.
No.
Can I not be on any more podcasts?
Just scribble his face out of the frickin'
Formally
up top.
Formally uninvite me, please.
Delete me off the schedule. We're not friends anymore.
Yeah, I handled the Pokemon thing just fine, but cell-foring people that's my line.
Yeah, that's where you
Dude,
draw the
okay,
line.
so that's a good point. Like, if they were in the same universe, do you think how many?
No, we're not going there again. Stop.
No!
We can't.
A fun fact about Cell, he was really annoying to draw because all those little like squigglies on his like body, like the green marks, they had to draw that over and over.
Oh yeah.
So
Also,
yeah.
his forms, apparently, he was only supposed to have one form originally, but then his like editor said that he was too ugly, so he should make a second form, and that's how he designed the second form. And then the editor said he was still too ugly, and that's how they made Perfect Cell.
Editing.
Yeah.
I don't remember his second form.
It's basically
Don't.
like
Don't.
if
And
Perfect
lips.
Cell had big lips
Yeah.
and spots and no wings.
Oh fuck! No! God,
It's
get
not
out of
good.
here.
It's not
Jesus
good.
Christ! I blocked it out. Damn it!
It's
back!
not great. But yeah, Cell is a radical boy, and I just always thought he was really, really cool. Obviously he's not as like sadistically evil as Frieza or anything, but I think he has arguably the coolest design of any villain in the entirety of Dragon Ball. And I think
he was
his
like the best
power.
villain.
What?
I think it was the best villain of the stock. Like of
You think he was
the-
better than Frieza?
Yeah, like overall, like he did his thing and was out of here. Frieza keeps coming back, and now he's not even as like intimidating anymore. They diluted him.
That
over
is
time.
true.
That
They
was
did
He's
kind
just
of,
kind of around.
yeah.
Yeah, his whole arc, he was intimidating, and he was like a threat the entire time.
Yeah, you're
when-
right. They did
Yeah.
kind of ruin Frieza just by continuously bringing him back, and now he's kind of just a joke character. So I guess at least Cell will like remain what he was.
Until
Hopefully
they bring him back
don't.
in Super.
I hope they don't bring him back and like bastardize him because that'll be horrible. They did that in GT a little bit, but that's not canon anymore. So
It doesn't matter.
yeah. But no, I thought it was also cool that he had the ability to like absorb other people and like take their abilities. So he would like, he absorbed Piccolo's arm and then he learned how to do like special beam cannon and shit. Like he used solar flare from
Oh, is
Krillin,
that-
I think.
Is that how he gets his powers? Like, he brings them and gets them? I thought he just, like,
Yeah.
was really good at, like, mimicking people. He sees it once, like, oh, I can do it now.
Oh, maybe that's it. I don't know.
No, I don't think
It's been a
so.
Either
long
way, it
time.
sounds-
I
that's
thought he
really
got it
cool.
from absorbing, but you
Yeah.
could be right.
I think he had.
Either way, the fact that he can copy people's powers is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And he's just a total asshole by the time he gets to Perfect Cell. Like, he's super cocky, and, instead of just ending the world, he hosts a fucking combat tournament just to fucking flex on people.
I mean, that
before
same
he
blood
ends
is
the
strong.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
He's
ends up being
evil
his
Patrick
downfall, and he
Warburton.
gets beaten by a child. But, like, up until that point, it's a pretty baller move,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Evil Patrick Warburton really flexed on them hard.
Does he sound like Patrick
You know,
Warburton?
Goku. Yeah. It sounds like Patrick Warburton trying too hard to sound like Patrick Warburton.
Hello.
Hello.
That was the best Patrick Warburton impression
I
I've
can't-
ever heard.
I
in
don't
my
do
life.
accents. I'm sorry. I tried.
Yeah.
I have one voice, and it's bad.
Can you do it again, Cody? Can you give
No.
us another one?
I'm not. I'm.
Oh, please. Do it again.
Hello. That's not even.
Oh
That's not
fuck!
the
Is
same
Patrick
thing.
Warburton on the call with us? Oh my-
Holy shit!
So authentic.
Where's Cusco?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
Okay.
that's my pick. It's Cell.
Good pick.
Cell is cool, and yeah, that's all that I have to say about that.
Good pick.
Thank you.
Nice.
Dang, are we on to our number 3s now?
Yeah.
We are.
Wow.
Well, I'll go, I guess. My number 3 is Gohan.
Which Gohan?
All of them.
Fuck you.
Okay.
I like the character progression, even though after he beats Cell, he becomes a worse character over time. And it's
He
really
sure
depressing.
does.
He really does.
I still
he
like him
becomes-
despite the flaws.
You gotta love him for the good and the bad, baby.
That's fair.
I mean, he
I
started
I
bad,
loved
then
him
got
up
good.
until
Yeah.
what was that?
He started as bad, and then got good, and then was okay, then got worse, and then was like, alright.
Yeah. He started as a whiny little bitch with unimaginable power, then a slightly less whiny bitch that could control the power, and then became a whiny bigger bitch that no longer used his power.
Pretty accurate.
What an arc.
Yeah, it was just so disappointing because the entirety of Z, they're building up the fact that like Gohan is more powerful than Goku. He's gonna be Goku's successor.
Right.
And then they build all the way up to like the fucking climax where he defeats Cell. He achieves Super Saiyan 2, a level beyond Super Saiyan, which is like fucking unheard of, right? It's this huge epic thing. And then instead of becoming Goku's successor, he just stops.
I mean, he does a little bit.
Chemistry.
He does a little bit when in high school, and then he stops when he becomes a salary man.
I mean, I think from the point he decided to become Great Saiyaman onward,
I mean,
yeah, he was really giving up on his dreams.
He gets a sword. He gets a Z sword.
Yeah, but like no one even knows about that character. That's like an obscure. How long was he even in that form where he had the swords, right?
You know, you're right, because the Z sword was garbage, but it was cool. I like swords, okay? And Gohan got the sword for a little bit, and that was interesting. And then it's like, swords are useless in Dragon Ball.
Didn't he?
I think only one.
I thought he had 2.
What was the other one then? He had the Z sword.
I don't know. I just remember I had this old, making callbacks to the games again. There's this game called Super Dragon Ball Z, which is made by like Street Fighter people. And one of the characters in it was Supreme Gohan, and he had 2 swords. You could swap between them, and then his super move was that he pulled both of them out and spun in a circle like a tornado.
Yeah, I don't know where the other sword came from. I only know about the Z sword.
I'm not sure.
But Gohan was a lot of potential and lost it. I still, he was really interesting. Like, he was even played a big part in, Future Trunks' story. Where he mentored Trunks and made him the person he becomes.
Oh, yeah. That was, one of the coolest arcs in the whole show.
That's peak Gohan.
Yeah.
Then he dies.
One-armed
I loved
Gohan.
Gohan's personality. I hated the choices that he made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was always Goku's successor in that he was always super pure and always wanted to help people no matter what.
Gohan's not violent at heart.
No.
He's a Saiyan, I guess, but he wants to live a peaceful life. But he's been thrust into combat so many times, he just has to deal with it. He figures out eventually that I need to be strong to protect my family, which he should have known that was a thing. He just he forgets a bit, and then he's like, oh wait, never mind, gotta keep training because people keep coming to the planet all the time. So, okay.
I will say I loved his arc in the Buu saga whenever he got his unlimited, or what was it called, power,
ultimate form,
potential unlocked,
unleashed or whatever. Yeah,
potential unleashed, potential unlocked, whatever it was. I loved that specific arc, just the idea that it didn't matter that he was a Saiyan, it didn't matter that he any of his past experiences, his power was his own, and he was able to draw out so much immense power it was even stronger than any of the Super Saiyan forms he had taken before.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Just something uniquely special about just this is just your power. This isn't because of your genetics. This isn't because of anything. This is you.
Doesn't he get really cocky too? That's one of his big character flaws. When he gets this really powerful form, he just decides oh wait, I'm stronger than everyone. Guess I'm gonna stop trying, and he just gets curb stomped a little bit. But yeah, that's all I got for Gohan.
I feel like he's a really wholesome guy.
Yeah,
he's a good boy.
Just overall,
he's a good boy.
He has a very different tone to him than other characters in the show that are just really excited all the time.
Has a daughter, Pan. Good family guy. Better than Goku.
Yeah.
He learned from Piccolo.
Yeah.
I always thought that was really cool that Piccolo was his dad figure instead of Goku.
Yeah.
And everything that Gohan did in the majority of the show was all inspired by Piccolo. His clothing, he always wore Piccolo's outfit instead of Goku's for the most
scarf.
part. Yeah. He got the cape with the big old shoulder pads and stuff. I always thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because Piccolo looks incredible.
Yeah, Piccolo's design is just so.
Who wouldn't want to look like Piccolo?
I want to be green.
My number 3 is adult Trunks.
Wait, which Trunks?
Adult
Future Trunks?
Like future
Yes,
Trunks
future
or
Trunks.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
Specifically, not GT Trunks.
Yeah.
Specifically, DBZ Future Trunks and DB Super Future Trunks.
Tight.
I don't have anything against Kid Trunks. I just don't like how they did kids other than Gohan.
Yeah.
Like Goten and Kid Trunks are just really loud and way too excited and just constantly use their power for no fucking reason. And like I don't hate them, but I don't like them that much. But like Future Trunks, every time he shows up, just has such like a maturity almost. Like he's seen so much shit and gone through so much shit, and this is where he is because this is exactly where he has to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never that he wanted to fight, it's that this is what has to happen. And I'm still split on their decision to make his hair blue in DB Super.
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
I think it was a weird choice to change it, but I think that's what it should have been from the beginning.
Yeah, it should have been that
How
from the
the
beginning.
fuck
I think
did
I heard
his hair turn purple?
I heard a story about that, about how like the guy who like originally colored his hair didn't know like what color it was supposed to be, so he just made it purple, and then they found out it was supposed to be blue because Bulma's hair was blue, so then they changed it in Super.
Yeah.
But like I feel like you can't just change it after it's already been established as one thing, because then there's continuity errors.
It's weird.
It's definitely weird. Especially that Kid Trunks is there with purple hair still. And
Right, yeah, it doesn't make any fucking
just
sense.
like, hello?
Really digging into the problems of that.
Yeah.
Just like, but that said, I don't dislike his blue hair. Like, I think it looks good. I just wish that had been it from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
But, like, specifically the scene, whenever you see Gohan die and he turns Super Saiyan for the first time, it's just so visceral and like exactly what like finding
the first
Super
transformation.
Saiyan, like it's exactly everything that finding the power of Super Saiyan should be for the first time.
Exactly.
It's so close. It's like it's so almost what Vegeta was feeling. Just absolute hopelessness and rage at the world, and there was nothing he could do, and fucking the gods just said, helpless little bitch, power of the gods.
Yeah.
But like even just his interactions, because he's in an apocalyptic war ravaged world where Goku Black is just killing everyone, and he's learned to survive. He's not just a fighter anymore, he's a survivor. And it's just so he's such a good character. I love him so much.
Oh yeah. I love him too. And like, spoiler alert, I guess we might as well double up on this to save time, but he's also my number 3.
He's your number 3?
Oh, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. He used to be my number 1.
I was gonna say, I figured he would be your number 1.
Yeah, no. But no, I agree with all of that. Like, Trunks is just such a cool character because he has this like incredible story of just surviving the most horrendous shit and becoming this like he's like this hardened like war hero basically, but at the same time he's still just like a radical dude, you know? He's not like he's an edgelord, but he doesn't act like an edgelord, you know? And he has one of the coolest designs in the show. Like, he has a fucking sword, so I mean, that automatically makes him cooler than everybody.
The fucking sword.
I mean, I think everyone kind of immediately fell in love with him the first time he showed up in the show. Like, Frieza comes back to life, like the biggest villain of all time, and then this dude in a jacket who's also a Super Saiyan with a fucking sword comes and just cuts him into a million pieces and blows his ass up. Like,
This
that is a
motherfucker with
hell of a way to
bowl cut.
introduce a character. And, like, just from there, you know,
Yeah.
my love for him was solidified.
And like, there's something so specific about that. Like, there aren't a ton of characters that keep coming back like that. Like, Future Trunks was there for DBZ, for his arc, for the what was his arc? It was Cell. He was there for the Cell arc, and then he came back for DB Super, for the Goku Black arc, and just like the fact that like both times he shows up the first time, you like it comes with the same feeling of just like, oh shit, who the fuck is that? Like,
Right.
like Frieza keeps coming back, and you're like, oh, this bitch again? Like, what the? Why? Like, yeah, you're evil. You want to kill. Nobody fucking cares. Get in line. Like, Cooler was better than you, and Cooler was not great.
I love Cooler, but yeah.
Yeah, I said that. What, the return of Cooler was not great. Like, what the fucking, like...
Metacooler.
Yeah, the fucking...
Metacooler was hilarious, though. There's a
it was
scene
just so
where
weird.
Vegeta straight up gets kicked in the crotch, and it's amazing.
I just want to imagine a timeline where he never actually switched out of Bulma's body.
Okay.
And that's just
That'd be
been
incredible.
Bulma the entire time since then. Just her,
Ginyu gave birth
Ginyu
to
trying
Trunks.
to be her. He's like, what is this feeling in my stomach? Oh!
I'm with child! Oh, God!
Good God, this is what it's like to be a woman!
He's in the room like about to give birth, and he's like, "Milky Cannon!"
Oh my god.
God damn it.
That was perfect.
My Milky Cannon brings all the boys to the yard.
And they're like,
No, he's about to give birth, and he looks at Goku, and he's just like, I have something to tell you. Come closer. Change! And then Goku's just suddenly like, huh? Ah!
Wouldn't that be fucking wild?
This is the worst timeline.
and that's why I picked Ginyu in Bulma's body. It's my number 3.
Wow.
Wow.
So let's get this order set back up here, because I
back
did
to
my
Trunks.
number 3, and Tyler,
Yeah,
you already
it's-
did your number 3.
I did, yeah, so it's Cody's turn for number 2, which is apparently Trunks, so we're gonna circle
Yeah.
back to that.
It's Future Trunks. It's a really interesting thing that, you know, he has a really bad time because all the things, bad things happen in the future, it's the same Trunks from the original timeline. That has to deal with the androids, has to deal with Goku Black, has to deal with other stuff in GT, I think.
Yeah, he really does have like the shittiest life possible. It's like the world gets eradicated by the androids. He has to go back in time to prevent that from happening. Returns to his own timeline, which is still like most of the population is dead. Kills the
Yeah.
androids. The world repopulates and then gets fucked up by Goku Black and everyone dies again.
Yeah.
He has the worst life ever.
And technically he's from the original timeline too. Where like
Yeah.
so it's like he just has a really bad he's the original bad luck Brian.
For real, yeah. And that is weird
I
to think
did it,
about. That,
guys.
like his timeline with all the fucked up shit is the original Dragon Ball timeline. Like the one where they beat Cell and everything, and where all the show takes place, is a secondary timeline.
Yeah.
So technically he's
Yeah.
the real main character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goku
Yeah.
just happened to be there.
He was for a while, then Trunks took over, and now he's still the main character. We just focused on the wrong people. But yeah, that's my number 2. You guys said everything I was gonna say, so it works out perfectly for me.
I'm gonna. I want to bring up one thing
Okay.
before we move on from Trunks. So, I didn't remember that Super Trunks existed until right now. I need like thoughts and opinions on how ridiculous this fucking form is.
Wait, Super Trunks?
Yeah.
The one with the giant sword?
No. Super Trunks is when he
Oh, the
is like,
big
I'm gonna give
muscles.
up my speed for just bulk.
Oh,
And he just turns into like, he gets just fucking the biggest shoulders on his legs stay basically the same size, but his shoulders are fucking massive,
God.
and his hair
hold up.
just turns into a wall of spikes.
Yeah.
It is the
He's
dumbest
so-
looking thing ever.
I just looked it up. It's terrifying. I
It's
don't
amazing
ever
because-
want to see that.
Like,
Oh,
all the
yeah.
Saiyans could do that, but there's like Trunks is the only one stupid enough to do that because like this is super, not optimal. But I'm gonna try it because it's strong.
He's beating up against the threshold of Super Saiyan 2 and just couldn't quite break through and went, fuck it. Beta testing is fine.
It's like all the energy from Super Saiyan 2 just bottlenecked and missed his legs and just kind of exploded out of the top half of his body.
Yeah.
Just hear his shoulder blades cracking like, ah!
I just imagine, like, he takes his shirt off and his shoulders are just two more faces. And then when he powers up, they all just scream simultaneously.
Goten and Kid Trunks. They
God.
just fucking crawled in his shirt. And he's like, huh? I guess we're doing it. Ah!
They didn't exist yet.
Oh my god.
They
It's
do
weird though
fucking
because
now.
like Super Vegeta doesn't look like that.
No.
Like Super Vegeta is just like a little more buff and a little more spiky, and it looks cool. But like Super Trunks is just like, no, Dad, you took this shit to 10. I'm gonna take this shit to 12, and then he just, and he's just way too fucking big.
12 is an understatement. I'm gonna give it a solid 17.
Yeah,
That
I
hair
mean,
is offensive.
Oh, are we on number 2 now?
We are on number 2.
Nice. It's my number 2. Yeah, people might get a little upset with me about this. I don't know. We'll see. It's Krillin.
What? Is it actually?
Yes.
That's
Huh.
awesome.
I love Krillin so much.
Really?
So I never actually watched the original Dragon Ball. I started with Z.
Right.
So I don't know a lot about how he was in the original Dragon Ball, but
He was a dickhead.
yeah, that's my very basic understanding. Was he looked at Goku, saw he was stronger, and went, "Fuck that kid."
And they slowly became friends. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. I love him. He has so much potential, and he tries so hard, and it's not even, he doesn't even actually have all that much potential. He just tries so hard that he keeps giving himself a little bit more. Like, this little motherfucker, this bald little fucking Shaolin Showdown ass motherfucker created Destructo Disc.
The most powerful, useless move ever.
It's like the most powerful technique of the show, pretty
Yeah,
much. It cuts through literally anything.
It
Everything
can literally
but Cell.
cut through.
True, everything but Cell.
It can literally cut through almost anything. It probably, yeah, no. It was strong enough that Frieza looked at it and went, "Wow, this dumbass little fucking human made something cool. I'm gonna double it."
And then kill myself with it on accident.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And then
Krillin, you
commit
saved us.
seppuku. Yeah, no. And then, like, diving into, like, I don't remember if this was, did he marry 18 in
Yeah.
Z?
Yeah.
In Z? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's when he grew hair.
Yeah.
We're not gonna
That
talk
was
about
weird.
What we're gonna talk about is in Super, how he was a police officer. He gave up fighting because he had a family now and he had to think about them and he had to think about providing for them. So he became a police officer where he could still use some of what he knew about fighting and keep other people safe and provide for his family. And then the tournament came around and he went, "Fuck that!" "Fuck my family!" And I love him so much because he tries so incredibly hard to keep up, and he makes such tiny baby steps. But he keeps trying, and he keeps making those baby steps. In Super, whenever he sparred against Goku, if I'm remembering that correctly,
Yeah.
he sparred against Goku, and he held up. He did such a good job for the little fucking
He made him go
bald
Super Saiyan,
motherfucker
right?
he is. He
he
did.
he made him go
he
Super
pushed
Saiyan.
him so hard that he made him go Super Saiyan. I love him so much. He tries
Yeah.
so hard, and he does such a good job with what he can. Like, he has no special abilities whatsoever. He's just a little person.
He is the true underdog.
Yeah. He is literally like a man among gods.
Yeah.
Like
He married a fucking android and bred with it.
Power move.
Well, he wished her back into a human before they boned.
Yeah, but
I don't.
it's hotter if you think about it not that way.
Oh, okay. I mean, to each his own. But
Anyway, Kyle.
I won't kink shame you.
Yes, the cold metal, perfectly cylindrical vagina.
It's like fucking a thermos. I'm super into it.
Oh my god, no, I wasn't ready. It came out of left field. I was not.
I think I'm gonna head out, guys.
Oh my god. Oh no.
But yeah, on a more serious note, do you
Yeah.
remember that arc in Super where Krillin had to like face his demons and he went into that cave and he had to fight all the like enemies that defeated him as like ghosts?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like that specifically made me like him more as a character, like way more, just because he was like, you know, proving himself and like, you know, battling his demons and working through all the stuff that was like holding him back to get to a level where he could you know, be a threat and like help the boys like save the universe and stuff. And that just shows his true character, you know, like Nico was saying. You know, he's just a good old boy, and he tries his best to, you know, try to hold up as best as he can, because that's all he can do, you know.
He's sort of like if Gohan didn't have powers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like if Gohan was as determined as Krillin was, Gohan would have reached Super Saiyan 4 in DBZ. Like...
Oh, for sure. Who are we on to now?
I think
Kyle?
it might be me. Is it me?
All right, Kyle, tell us your number 2. I have a hunch.
I really
No,
want
you
your
don't.
number 1 to be Yamcha.
My number 2 is Yamp. No. My number 2 is, in fact, drum roll. Yes.
Who was that? Hold on.
Was that Cody?
No.
Oh
Wait, was it this?
no.
I didn't pick up at all, so it wasn't
No,
me.
it was me. What?
Oh wait, was it you, Cody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
was just like, yes, because I thought no one would commit to it, and I just had to move on. But anyways, my number 2 is Ginyu in Tagama's body.
Who?
Talking about like the guy from Super,
Yes, it's in Dragon Ball Super. Thank you, Tyler.
What?
the Frieza
Wait,
soldier
Ginyu
guy
was
with the
in
long, lanky,
Super?
purple bitch.
Yes, he was.
Fuck, that was
Wait.
Goku. Oh my, that was Ginyu.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So to like fill y'all in, Ginyu is a frog, and we'll talk about it later. Ginyu's a frog, and he Tagama got beat up or whatever the fuck, and he's like all like defeated and like and Ginyu Frog comes up and writes change in the dirt, and Tagama says, "Does that say change?" And they swap bodies, and Tagama becomes a frog, and Ginyu goes into Tagama's body. Now, what's really cool about this body change, and is probably why it's my number 2, but why it's one of the better ones for sure, is that Tagama had similar training to Ginyu, or at least it would be insinuated because they were both part of Frieza's army. Or trained by Frieza, at least. And so Ginyu like understood the body better and was able to power up past what Tagama had powered his own body to, because Ginyu had more training in the style, and then rejoin the ranks of Frieza's army.
Did Frieza find out it was him?
Yes!
Did he kill him?
Cut this out, did he? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really blanking on this part of Super. Wow.
I don't fucking remember.
Well, here's the thing, because this was in the Resurrection F arc, which I skipped because I watched Resurrection F.
Yeah.
Because why would anybody watch a poorly animated, drawn-out version of a movie?
A redone just to make
Yeah.
it canon.
And the answer is you wouldn't, so I didn't. So I don't actually... I heard that this happened, but I never actually watched it, so I don't know if he died.
I mean, to my knowledge, which my knowledge
don't
is
think
definitely
he
not a
does.
Wikipedia page. My knowledge is that Ginyu realized that he could become stronger than Tagama in his own body, and then revealed himself to be actually Ginyu, and then was brought back into Frieza's army. And that is all the Wikipedia page, knows about said topic. And that's why Ginyu as Takuma is my number 2.
Good pick. I mean,
Thanks.
it's not, but...
No, it is! It really is.
Okay.
It's the best pick. All will be
clearly
Right.
not the best pick because it's only your number 2.
Exactly, and all will be made known. Every question. Kyle, why was Bulma over Goku's the body change higher? It all will be made known in my number 1.
Whoa. I'm on the edge of my seat. I can barely contain myself.
I know. I can feel it from here. We're in the same room. I'm touching you. Wow. I feel that energy.
Oh my. Oh, how'd you get? How'd you get here? Oh fuck. Oh Christ.
Get over here.
Where are your guys' pants?
Do you mean where are my trunks? Because it's Dragon Ball. Oh my god.
That was a good bit.
That was a solid
Yeah.
bit. I feel
fucking
everyone was immersed.
Yeah, fully immersed.
And
Anyway,
with that, we
we're
move
gonna move
on
on.
to Tyler's
We're gonna
number
go
2.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is it my turn?
I
Yeah.
think it is. Yeah.
Oh, it is my turn. Okay, so my number 2 is another pick from Super. Terrible show. Had some cool characters, including my boy, Mr. Pockets himself, Hit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh yeah. See, Hit is like the epitome of a cool character, right?
Yeah.
His design is rad as fuck. He's not just another like dude with one of 3 identical looking pairs of eyes and haircuts like most of the people in the show. He is a purple alien man wearing a like armored trench coat that he walks around in, and he has the time stop ability, time skip thing that we talked about in the anime fights episode. So I'm not really gonna like go super in depth on it, but yeah, he's technically a villain when you first see him, but he's more of like an anti-hero for like the rest of the show. Like he's always just really cool with Goku and the gang, even when Goku hires Hit to kill him, which was just a really fun couple episodes in my opinion. That was one of my
Goku
favorite
would do
fillers.
that.
was really
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, Hit is just a badass motherfucker. Like a dude who can punch you so hard that you die and do it like without actually moving his body. That is just like badass on principle. He can also like physically stop people from moving, and like just do tons of crazy stuff. His attacks look super cool, like the weird like shatter ability or shatter effect that he does when he goes into like his pocket dimension, and just everything about him just screams cool. Like he is the epitome of a cool Dragon Ball Z character, and that's why he stuck with me so much through the slew of shitty characters that were thrown at us in Super. He is the one that stands out the most, and I really hope that if they continue Super for whatever fucking reason, just show more Hit, and then maybe I'll watch it.
Are you saying that if they showed more Hit, it would be a hit?
Probably.
Thanks. I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you guys. Oh, bye. I know. That was it. That was my peak. I'll see you guys later.
Hit was almost my number 4 actually.
Really?
Yeah. And then I remembered Android 16, and I couldn't not.
That's fair.
I just think Hit's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break the facade for a second. I don't know a lot about Hit, but like all I know is that he looks really cool, and everything I've seen him do, I'm just like, well, fuck, that's way cooler than anything else I've seen in this show. So I mean,
Like
Yeah.
the whole concept of there being an assassin who's still just a fighter, like who just honed their skill to be so specific, like incredibly precise that they could kill pretty much anyone with one punch is just it's like a little bit mind-boggling. Like that's almost like the antithesis to what Dragon Ball is. There's always a big fight scene. There's always a lot of screaming, and then Hit shows up. There's no screaming. Someone goes, "Hey, what's that purple guy?" Ah!
Yeah, like he is a literal hitman. Like he just punches people to death for a job. Like it's awesome. Like I never really thought about that way, but you're right. It's crazy that he is just a hitman who gets killed to kill people with his bare fucking hands. Like that is so badass. Yeah, so like I don't really have a lot to say about him. He has like
He
has one of like the 2 coolest fight scenes in Super. You know, he's a badass character, and that's why he surpassed Trunks to take the number 2 spot. So yeah, still does not hold a candle to my number 1 though. But we'll get to that.
Damn. So does that mean we're on to our number ones?
We are on our number ones though.
Yeah.
And Cody, why don't you tell us what yours is?
The big beefy boy himself, Broly.
I figured.
He made it on my fighters list, so.
Yep.
All right.
I really like that big guy. Even like the less optimal version of him than the old like Dragon Ball like Z version of Broly. I still like him.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about like the big, strong, legendary Super Saiyan himself, just like hits me in the right spot. There's a quiet boy who turns into like an absolute savage. It's just like such a cool thing to see happen.
Yeah. I will say, like, his design and his concept are really cool. But I've never liked him just because the Broly movies are so just unwatchably shitty.
The Super one's pretty watchable.
But the Super one, like, the new one is awesome.
Yeah,
they made Broly an actual character.
Yeah, it's, like, actually one of the best written Dragon Ball movies in existence, which isn't saying much because most of them are trash. But, like, the original Broly movies are, like, horrible, and that's why I could never really like get behind the character. I have more respect for him now since the remake, but
the very first Broly movie I liked specifically because of what Cody said, because like he was just a quiet kid, and like no one was like, if you hadn't heard before you watched the movie that the legendary Super Saiyan was Broly, that's not who you would have ever expected it to be. Like it literally could have been anybody other than Broly.
Yeah,
and then he just comes out like, Kakarot! Like,
yeah.
And then he just does that for the next 6 movies.
Yeah.
It's
like,
dumb that it takes like him crying to like trigger him into doing that, like originally. But it's like that's why he hates Kakarot, just because he cried.
Yeah.
So that's
he's Dragon Ball Z abridged, put it the most perfect way. He is so cool, but so fucking dumb at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, in concept. Like, it is just the ultimate, like, paradox of, like, he is the coolest thing ever and the dumbest thing ever all at one time. But they've corrected it a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
he's the best thing ever now. Same thing, quiet kid turns into super badass, but now he's backstory.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
and it,
that.
like, actually makes sense. And he's, like, a developed
it's pretty
character.
Good. I recommend
and
yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend seeing that movie if you haven't. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball, like you will love the new Dragon Ball Broly movie.
Quick spark notes. He was born with like a 300,000 power level, set to be killed. Instead, his father took him away to a random planet. No, they sent him off to a random planet to kill him, but he survives. His father finds him, and then they grow up together on this horrible planet, drinking blood for the only liquid they could like survive on, and then he grows up like that. Then they get found by Frieza, and then stuff happens.
Yeah.
I don't want to like ruin the plot, but it's just like a lot happens in a short time.
Yeah. I will say though, like, the fight in the Super movie is like really, really cool. It does get kind of annoying that like the fight gets dragged out for like an extremely long amount of time between Broly and the Saiyan boys, right?
I mean, it just shows how powerful he is, yeah.
He spends 90% of the fight getting up to Legendary Super Saiyan. And in doing so, it's just him going for like 2 hours.
I love
and it's
that.
like it gets kind of annoying. I'm like, he's gonna
love that.
hyperventilate. It's making me run out of oxygen.
He just
listening
becomes
to him,
what
like,
everybody's Arnold Schwarzenegger impression is. Just
that's pretty much like him for the whole fucking movie. It's him just like trying to climax and just can't quite get there for a solid like 30 minutes.
Oh Christ!
And the best thing about Broly now is he's canon.
The best part about him is that he has a weird grass dog's ear wrapped around his body.
Yeah.
Because not only did they feel the need to give Broly an actual backstory, they gave
Make
his
him
clothing
sympathetic.
a fucking backstory.
They made like Broly super sympathetic, like just a poor kid.
Yeah.
He had only one friend. Then his dad shoots his friend and keeps his ear as a memento of his friend. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
come on.
Interesting.
Yeah, like, we're not giving him a loincloth again. We're giving him the ear of his best friend.
Jesus.
Choices, you know.
I'm
Some were
gonna
good,
have
some were
to
bad.
watch this movie.
I also think it's cool that, like, just in concept, like, so when Goku originally turned into, like, Super Saiyan, right? The build-up in the original show was that there was one legendary Super Saiyan. And then it was like, you're like, oh, it's Goku, he turned Super Saiyan. And then everyone turned Super Saiyan, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, like, I guess that was just a fucking lie. Like, there's not one legendary Super Saiyan. Just everyone can do it. But there is one legendary Super Saiyan, because legendary Super Saiyan is a completely different form, and they give it to Broly. So then it kind of, like, fills that plot hole, right? I always thought that was, like, a really neat thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was it, like one every 10,000 years, 1,000 years?
Yeah, something like that.
But
Now
yeah.
there's two of them because Kefla is Broly or whatever.
Different timeline. I mean, different
Yeah,
universe.
different universe. Different
So
universe.
same
but-
character.
Yeah.
So Kefla's the same as this Broly, not the old one. So interesting.
Dude, they're both canon now. I wonder if they're going to have a crossover if they keep the show going. That'd be cool.
Do I remember her? Oh, I
Fucking-
totally do remember her. Oh, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, just female Broly.
Yeah. Scary girl.
Dude, if they had a Kefla v Broly fight that was like canon, that would be rad as hell. I would totally watch that.
Because it'd be old Broly versus new Broly. Because Kefla like takes the design of old Broly, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So that'd be
Pretty much.
interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number one, Broly.
Nice.
Nice. Nico.
Vegeta.
Cousin.
Vegeta.
Wait, what?
What?
It's Vegeta.
Ah.
It's the vegetable man.
Good old vegetables.
So, a lot of my the people on my list have been on my list because they try really hard, and like that's their entire thing is they want so desperately to do what they need to do and what they want to do. Like they try so desperately to be good and to protect everyone they love. And Vegeta's just like, I'm the Prince of all Saiyans!
Yeah.
But he learns to be one of the best people. Like the number one thing, and I know this is like almost a stereotypical or like cliche turning point because this is what a lot of people feel, but like in the Buu saga, whenever he's Majin Vegeta and he's trying to take out Buu to save everyone else, and he kills himself he just builds up all of the power he has in his body and releases an explosion and kills himself to try to save everyone. Just the glimpse of him forcing Trunks to stay away from him because he so desperately wants him to be safe. It's just like he became such a good man.
Yeah.
Regardless of how he was raised, regardless of how he still thinks, he knows what's good, and he knows that that's what he needs to be fighting for. He found his priorities, and he stuck to them. And even like in Resurrection F and the bullshit remake of the Resurrection F arc, whenever he's humiliating himself, he has like his number one thing above anything else other than Prince of all Saiyans is fucking his Saiyan pride. Like,
Right.
he is the proudest man ever. And he throws all of his dignity away in front of the god of destruction to keep everyone that he loves safe.
Yeah.
And and to connect him back to my other choices, he tries so much harder
Yeah.
than so many other people. He looks at Goku and he sees everything that he wanted to be and can't because of the circumstances of his birth and how he was raised and his general outlook on life, and he sees everything that he wants to be, and he tries every single way that he can to become as good as he wants to be.
Yeah.
He's just such a good man, and his mustache was incredible.
Most importantly of all, his mustache.
Yeah.
His mustache! I adore Vegeta.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
that
probably
is,
the best redemption arc of like most anime characters. Like,
It's true. Yeah.
he pioneered that trope. At least made it more like popular because they did it so well.
Yeah. I would say, like, of all of the plethora of Dragon Ball villains that turned into good guys, he did it the best.
Yeah.
For sure.
The OG.
Hell yeah.
No. Respect.
And I mean, you know, Vegeta just also, you know, he's got that widow's peak.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, he does.
And, you know,
Such a severe widow's peak.
can't fuck with a man with a peak that deep, you know?
Got even stronger whenever he turned into Super Vegeta and just his shoulders became the size of small husky puppies. Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, that was a good pick. I've never held Vegeta in that high regard, but
Yeah.
I understand why you like him and why other people like him. He's a good character. He really is.
Yeah. He's my boy.
Yeah. Now, Kyle,
Oh,
I'm sure that your reasoning for why you have your number one pick is going to be much more deep and meaningful than that. So why don't you hit us with it?
yeah. All right. So I know I've kept you all waiting. Wow. This man of illustrious Dragon Ball knowledge, what could his number one possibly be? He's really been, teasing it up until this point. Well, I have to tell you. It's Ginyu as a frog.
Oh my
Whoa.
god!
I know.
How could you pick that one?
Because Ginyu, as a frog, is the clever, most wittiest boy. He uses his illustrious knowledge. I used illustrious twice, now 3 times. I don't care.
That's not a word that normal people use.
Illustrious. He's a frog. He's super smart, and he writes in the sand to make Tagama do the swipe. And okay, for real though. All right, time to pull down the curtain.
What fucking curtain?
Do I have to go get a goddamn curtain and throw it on the floor? Is that what you need? But no, for real. So if you couldn't tell, which obviously you couldn't, I don't know a lot about Dragon Ball.
What?
Yeah.
You've been lying to me this whole time. You were the Dragon Ball boy. You were the chosen one. You were the
That
one
sound
who
effect
knew
you
all
heard
the
at the
Dragon
beginning?
Ball things, and I based my entire love of Dragon Ball because of your love for Dragon Ball. My life has been a lie. I will discard all of my Dragon Ball things. It was all for nothing.
That's right. You have to get the Dragon Ball tattoo with my face over top of the one Dragon Ball with the 1 star. Yeah, you have to get that lasered off now.
Fuck!
I'm so sorry. But for real, though, I don't know a lot about Dragon Ball. I've played a good amount of the video games. I've watched a couple episodes, but that's really about it. And there's a little bit of a story as to why I picked all the Ginyus. I like Ginyu a lot.
I couldn't tell.
It's a shocker.
Tyler, do you like how much I like Ginyu?
Oh, I love how much you love Ginyu. It almost makes me want to love Ginyu.
For perspective, I think we all knew that his list was going to be entirely Ginyu. We just
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know which Ginyus and in what order.
Yeah. I
Mystery.
really didn't know to what extent the fuckery was going to be taken to, but
Yeah.
Well, there it was.
I was not expecting your number 5.
Yeah, I had to search deep because I was like, I need to find 5 instances of Ginyu being other things, and I found that like Googling, and I was like, that's my number 5.
On the phone. I think I was on the phone with you when you found that because you were like, "What the fuck? This is on my list." Like,
Oh my god.
wow.
Yeah, I searched deep for it. But no, I to give a little context, this fighting game tournament we refer to all the freaking time because we hang out and
Every
play.
episode at this point.
Yeah, really. Well, in it, we have the Dragon Ball Fighters as one of the games, and it was last year, right? I think.
Yeah, that was last year.
So what happened was, okay, so I'm one of the people that's not as good at fighting games as both Tyler or Cody, and I knew that they were really good at Dragon Ball Fighters, and I was like, well, getting kind of tired. I was kind of late in the day. I didn't know what I really what to do, and I like Ginyu a lot, and so I picked Ginyu. And I just kind of went in swinging because I've played the game a couple times.
Let's just play a brief clip here of you just dunking on people with Ginyu.
I am the best character in the anime! Hear me roar! I am Ginyu, hear me roar!
Dude, you gotta swap out. He's gonna die.
No, it's not possible.
Well, that's not possible as you're dying.
I am Beerus, hear me roar!
Yeah, that was the thing. He took a round on me. I wasn't proud of that.
I didn't know what to do! I am Ginyu! Now you know how it feels, Tyler!
Yeah, I
He hit
really
buttons
have
and
not.
screamed and then managed to win with Ginyu.
Are you going to insert a clip of me screaming, or are you going? Do I need to?
Oh
do it
yeah,
now?
no, it's the clips are there. I played them. Everyone knows.
Okay, cool.
I
I just wanted to
haven't
make sure
seen
you
those.
played the sound. So obviously, for that moment, he means a lot to me. But where I first found my love for Ginyu was way back in the olden days. In the olden days when I was like 8, I was hanging out with my cousins, and one of my cousins was playing a Dragon Ball game that I can't remember what it was called because I didn't care at the time because I didn't know what Dragon Ball was at the time. So whatever game it was, there was an instance in it with Ginyu, and my cousin was just like, dude, I love Ginyu. And I was like, what's so cool about Ginyu? And he like played the clip of like where like he becomes the frog and like that whole body change moments of like him becoming Goku and then whatever the order is, I don't remember. But and my cousin was like enthralled by this, laughing because he turned into a frog, and I thought it was cool because I looked up to him a ton. So I immediately had like a connection with Ginyu because I didn't know who anyone else was in the show yet. I just knew Ginyu. So when I've now seen episodes and there's Ginyu in them, I laugh and I enjoy him. And then whenever I play games, I usually pick Ginyu. And I know that I don't have as much knowledge about Dragon Ball as everyone else here, but I really enjoy the fact that I have fond memories of the games and the shows, and parts of it have deep connections to me even without knowing about all the Dragon Ball lore. And I think that is something that is really cool about Dragon Ball, that you don't even need to know about the show to like really enjoy it. Because like realistically, now that I know more about it, like Trunks and Piccolo and I don't even know who else, but Trunks and Piccolo for sure would have been like actually on my list, but nothing will ever beat Ginyu to me. So Ginyu is my entire list.
It's respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like I was like.
You love Ginyu too?
Well, yes, obviously, but no, like my exposure to Dragon Ball like first came through like other mediums other than like the actual show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I grew up playing all the video games with like my cousins and stuff, and that's what like introduced me to the franchise. So like Dragon Ball is definitely one of those franchises that can like, I feel like every kid growing up, when we were kids, got impacted by Dragon Ball in like some way, shape, or form, regardless of whether they watched the show or not. So,
like, even if you've never heard of Dragon Ball before, you've at least heard of like Superman versus Goku or something. Like,
Right.
Goku's name comes up. Like, the picture of like the Dragon Balls comes up. Like, it's like just such a mainstay in media at this point. Like, it affected a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, and people reference it like all the time in other shows and stuff. I mean, like Super Saiyan and Kamehameha are basically like household terms.
For sure.
Even if you're not a weeb, like people know what it is, right? So.
Yeah. No, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously don't know a lot about Dragon Ball, but I know that I know enough about it to enjoy it. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's all that really matters.
Hell yeah.
And that's why we brought you on the podcast, because,
yeah.
Brendan and Chipper don't even care about it at all. So we figured, you
Well,
kind of
make a
caring
fun
about it
bit.
is better than nothing.
I hope you didn't hate the bit, everyone, but there it is, shebang. And now we move on to an actual realistic number one. Not that the other ones before me weren't, but mine just wasn't as realistic as people who watch the show. Tyler, what's your number one?
My number one is going to be super obvious to anybody who knows about my, Dragon Ball stuff. So Cody probably sees this coming. But my number one pick, who has been my number one pick basically for all of time, is Tapion from the Wrath of the Dragon movie.
Tapion.
Yes,
Yeah, so Tapion is he is this like alien dude from the past. He's like this elf-looking dude with a big orange mohawk. And he's got a sword and an ocarina.
He's Chrono.
He's basically Link, but an alien. Like he literally has a sword and an ocarina and elf ears. So, like in the movie that he's from, he's from like another time period, from another planet, and him and his brother were like warriors. And there was this like wizard guy who summoned this demon named Hirudegarn, who's like this gigantic like cicada monster. And basically to like seal him away and keep him from getting out, this one dude like cut him in half and then stored the two halves in the two brothers. So Tapion had the top half and his brother had the other half. And I don't remember how he ended up showing up like in their like universe or whatever, but basically he can't ever like fall asleep, because if he does, Hirudegarn will like get out and kill everybody. So he's just like this edgy dude who like doesn't want to talk to anybody, and he's like, "Ugh, get the fuck away from me. I'm too dangerous, man. Like you can't fuck with me. I have a literal demon inside of me that's trying to get out at all times." But then Trunks, little boy Trunks, is just so enthralled with how much of an edgelord and how cool Tapion is that he keeps trying to like bond with him. And eventually, they do bond, and Hirudegarn gets out and stuff too. But like Tapion basically becomes like a brother figure to Trunks like throughout the movie. And Tapion is actually the one who gives Trunks his sword, because when he leaves after they kill Hirudegarn, he has to take a time machine back to his time, and he gives Trunks his sword, and that's how he gets it.
Damn.
So not only is he a cool character in his own right, he also makes my other favorite character as cool as he is, because without Tapion, he would not have the sword, and he would be significantly less cool. Yeah, and I don't have like a huge like deep, meaningful reason why Tapion is my favorite, like Nico had for why Vegeta was his favorite. It really is just like, growing up with the movie and the games and stuff. Tapion, as a character and just his design always just really stood out to me, and I always just thought he was the coolest dude. And I also remember like my bond for Tapion was solidified when I played Budokai Tenkaichi 3 with my cousin on the PS2, which is arguably the best Dragon Ball game of all time, because you could play as everybody, and Tapion was in the game. And I remember like, oh, I've seen that guy, he's cool, I'm gonna play him. And you could play his flute, and it would make a barrier around you, and just any time my cousin would rush at me, I would use the flute, and it would piss him off, and I thought it was hilarious. So that just made me love him even more. So yeah, just throughout everything, like through the actual movie he was in, through the video games. I had an action figure of him before I even knew like who he was or what he was from. So he's just kind of been in my childhood for a very long time, and I have a lot of attachment to him. And he's a badass dude, and I like him. And I guess his name is derived from tapioca. I learned that today, so take that information how you want.
That only
That makes
heightens
sense.
the character.
Yeah, so that's Tapion. He's my number one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I love him too. I talking about like the link to like Zelda that
Yeah.
it has. Like I'm a massive Legend of Zelda fan. That was like one of my favorite game series growing up, and I remember like looking at Dragon Ball and seeing him and going, "Oh, yeah!" like the little like 12-year-old me, like phantom coming. Like the sensation was there, but nothing was happening. Like
Ghost nut.
the ghost nut, yes. Fucking just it, like he really did have such a awesome design. And like I don't remember like having much of a I don't remember him all that much other than loving like how he looked and like the fact that he gave Trunks the sword and like Trunks cherished it so much he kept it forever. It was like
Yeah, I really wish that like they would bring him back and make him canon somehow, but I know they won't.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it would be really cool to see like adult Trunks like reuniting with Tapion.
Yeah.
That'd be
him like
dope.
still having the sword and stuff. That would just be so fucking cool, but it'll probably never happen.
That's really good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And go watch Wrath of the Dragon if you've never seen it. It's one of the better Dragon Ball movies in my personal opinion. At least I think it is. I haven't watched it in like 10 years, so it might not hold up, but I remember liking it a lot. So that concludes our top 5 Dragon Ball characters. Boys, this was a fun time. I don't get to talk about Dragon Ball as often as I'd like to, so this was a fun romp for me. I enjoyed getting to geek out for a couple hours. This was nice.
Hell
Thank you
yeah.
for having us. It was a great time.
Yeah. I liked this.
You know how much I love to talk about Dragon Ball, dude.
Oh yeah, you fucking talk my ear off about Dragon Ball. If it's rare that we ever get to talk about anything other than Dragon Ball when you're in the room, you know.
I know, yeah. I exude Dragon Ball energy.
You know, I come in, I come into the room, I'm like, dude, I really want to get my W-2. I need my taxes. I'm so poor. And you're like, yeah, man. But like, Goku's hair is just so voluptuous, and I can't get over it, and I just want to be him, man.
This episode was sponsored by TurboTax.
No, dude, no, it was not. This is a joke.
Hashtag not sponsored. Don't.
But
hit
we
me.
could be TurboTax?
Oh.
Sponsor the Dragon Ball episode?
I actually use it to do my taxes. You want
I didn't hate
Anyway,
your Super Bowl commercial.
God.
Well, anyway, if you all enjoyed what you just listened to, consider giving this video a like, give it a big old thumbs up, and comment below and let us know what your top 5 Dragon Ball characters are, because we would love to hear them. If you want to hear more content like this, subscribe to the Talks A Lot Boys. We do this show very frequently, and we do lots of different topics, so you never know what we're going to be talking about next time. So we have been the Talks A Lot Boys, and we will talk a whole lot more next time. See you later.
Bye-bye.
I am Gin, you hear me roar!